Hello, everyone. My guest today is Chris Marentis. He spent the last 2 decades bringing technology and marketing solutions together for Fortune 500 companies. As the founder and CEO of SurefireLocal, their local marketing cloud enables local business owners to maximize the value of their local marketing investments by harnessing the power of the best available applications in one easy-to-use platform. Chris, you ready to take us to the top?
I'm ready.
All right.
Ready, willing, and able.
All right. I love that. All right. So first off, is your revenue model a pure play SaaS company, or is this kind of a mix?
It is now. We started out as a marketing services company 10 years ago. And then the last 5.5 years, we've been building a tech stack because much of local marketing now could be automated. There's some tasks that need to be done that are service driven, like writing content. And we're doing less of that and really just focusing on our SaaS platform.
Got it. Okay. So let's focus on the SaaS platform today. When did you launch the SaaS component?
We launched that to our clients in May of 2017.
Okay, 2017. And what do folks pay on average for access to the technology?
About $700 a month for the full stack.
Okay. Would you say that's a fair average across your current base? $700 a month?
Yeah.
Okay, so most people are paying for the full stack.
Yeah. Most people pay. We're just now going to be breaking that into modules where we're going to have an SEO platform, an SEM platform, a finance platform, and a nurturing platform.
Okay.
So we're now going to break those out to sort of land and then expand strategy, and as more typical of SaaS companies. But we've been selling the full stack to date.
That's great. Okay, so 2017 was launched. You've been at it for a year and a half now. How many customers have you scaled to?
We have just under 2,000 customers.
Okay, 2,000 customers. And again, that's just on the SaaS platform.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've gotten 2,000 customers over the past year and a half.
Yeah, we have in different parts of this. Leveraging different parts. We have sold, for example, the SEO platform to a major franchise company that has 400 locations.
So do you put four? You can include 400 in the 2,000, or that counts as one?
Yeah, that's 400. So it's just under 2,000 locations.
Okay. Yeah. Does each location pay $700 a month, or is $700 per customer? Each
location pays $700 a month on average.
Okay, and you're at 2,000 locations today.
Yep.
Okay, so that would put you at about 1.4 million a month today in terms of revenue from just the SaaS platform. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we're probably just about at just under 1 million. That's kind of where we're at right now.
Annually or monthly?
A month. Monthly.
A month. Okay, so
our CMRR, is right now about 920, 930.
Define CMRR. Everyone defines it differently.
It is a recurring revenue for all the subscriptions that we have out there.
Yep. But why not just that? How is it different than how most people measure MRR, just MRR?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how other people do it, but we measure in a typical SaaS fashion. Our SaaS metrics are, same, payback period, CAC, so we're measuring just like any other SaaS company that I know of.
So what are those metrics today, CAC and payback, for a $2,000 a month location?
Our CAC is around somewhere around 8,000 a month. Our payback period is fluctuates between 9 to 11 months, depending on what package someone's on. We have everyone on full stack, but we might have some on focused on the SEO part of the stack where we just hide the SEM part, so we're not selling in modules like we talked about earlier. But they have the ability to have that full stack. So some of them are at $200 a month. Some of them are at $1,200 a month.
But the average is $700.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when you say your CAC is $8,000 a month, what do you mean by that?
Not 8,000. Our CAC is $8,000 for the customer acquisition cost
to get a new $2,000 a month customer.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would put your payback period at 4 months. Where do you get 11 months?
Well, on average, based on our we have some clients at 200, some clients at 1,300.
Well, sure, but payback period is a ratio. So it doesn't matter if it's a $200 a month customer or a $2 million a month customer. Generally speaking, what's the ratio of CAC to ARPU?
Yeah, from what I see, from the numbers that we have, it's about anywhere between a 8-month, 9-month payback period for us.
So if you have an 8-month payback, just to be clear, if you're going after a $2,000 a month account, you're telling me you're willing to spend up to 16 grand.
It's not $2,000 a month, right?
Sorry, $700. I'm sorry, $700 a month. Yeah. If you're going after a $700 per month account, what you're saying is you're willing to spend up to 8 times that, or $5,600 to get that customer.
Correct.
I see what you're saying. Okay, got it. Very good. And then I want to dive into how you've done this, because if I'm understanding you correctly, you've gone from no SaaS revenue in 2017 to about 18 months later, 2,000 customers paying $700 a month and almost $1 million a month, or a 12 million run rate on just your SaaS business. Is all that accurate?
Yes. See, what we did is we took all the manual things that we were doing, for example, for SEO or for SEM, where we were managing ad campaigns, Google, Facebook, Bing, whatever, and we were hand managing those. We bought a company December 2016 in Atlanta.
Which one?
That had software called Promio.
Okay.
And they had software for instantly standing up and managing small spend campaigns in Google, Facebook, Bing, and we did some development work on that, got it up to sort of our standards, and now what we're able to do is take the manual labor out of hand managing those, and we've tied into the APIs and the AI stack of Google and Facebook and Bing for campaign management, optimization, automation, so that they're really self-managed. We do have a few people now that oversee those, but
Chris, just to be clear though, when you say they pay on average $700 a month, does that include you're taking a big chunk of that $700 and then putting it into these ad platforms?
No, it doesn't include paid media now.
Okay, that's just that all goes to your bank.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you have typical SaaS margin. You have typical SaaS margin on that of like 87, 89%, something like that?
No, our gross margin all in is about 70, 71%. Our gross margin on MRR, recurring revenue, not the one-time setup revenue, taking that out, is about 74 to 76%.
Okay. So that's still healthy again. So taking 70, you're basically taking gross margin. If you're doing $1 million a month, 740 is gross margin. And then are you hugely profitable, or do you have a big team size? Are you EBITDA positive or no?
We're EBITDA positive. Yeah. We became EBITDA positive last May of 18, mm-hmm. and we became bottom line positive in August, mm-hmm. and we're spinning off free cash.
That's great. So monthly this now, are we talking like, $400,000 in free cash flow monthly or what?
No. End of this year, it'll be 100 to 200,000 a month. It'll be about 12. Q4 this year will be about 12%.
Well, what about I prefer to talk about historical data versus pro forma projection. So like over the last 30 days.
Right now it's about 4%.
4%. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So 40 grand on $1 million top line per month.
Yeah.
That's great. And are you bootstrapped or have you raised?
We've raised by super angels, and then through 2 acquisitions, we got 2 PE firms involved in our company. But it's been pretty much bootstrap, no high flying.
So how much have you raised from super angels?
About $8 million, including myself. I put in over $1 million.
And the private equity firms, did they just come in specifically to fund the 2 acquisitions?
No, they came in with those they owned those companies. So when we bought those companies, they took a piece of our.
So you bought them with stock, not cash.
Correct.
Got it. There was no cash in those deals. The Promio deal, no cash.
No cash in Promio. There was a little bit of cash in a deal we did with a company in the West Coast, in the HVAC space, that had some really good technology on automated website development.
Okay. And the Promio kind of stock deal there, did it come with any recurring revenue or customer base? And if so, how much?
It came with about somewhere between 700 and 800,000, a year. So not a ton.
So about a tenth of your current SaaS stream came from that acquisition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good. And then what's the team size today? How many people?
In the U.S., we have about call it 56, 57 people, mostly at our headquarters here in Northern Virginia. And then we also own and operate a company in Manila where we have all of our development. We have our developers and a help desk, and other types of operations.
That's great.
And there's probably about 80 people there.
And Chris, people are going to listen to this and wonder, wait, how did this guy go from basically no SaaS revenue to 12 million a year or $1 million a month in under essentially 18 months? How did you sign up 2,000 customers so quickly?
They were our existing customers that then we moved onto our platform.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people though that run agencies that try and do this and they fail because you're doing like professional services work basically. You built a SaaS tech stack and you acquired Promio and you said, okay, listen, customer A, instead of you getting 2 of my humans responding to your every email at 2 a.m. in the morning because you want to change the blue tint in that ad to a little bit darker blue, you're not going to get, you know what I'm talking about? You're not going to get that anymore. It's self-managed. Click here to log onto your account and do it yourself. That's not an easy transition.
We churned a lot of accounts.
Yeah.
We churned 2 big sort of enterprise accounts that wanted agency, style services. 2018 was a period of consolidation. We still grew net CMRR by about 22%, but slower growth than we have historically because we on total revenue, because we really went hard. And I read all kinds of blog posts and articles, some of which you've been great in providing, on companies that did this. And there's sort of different methods, like rip off the Band-Aid, just go, get rid of all your other clients, start new customer acquisition. It's really difficult to do with your current customer base. I didn't want to rip out that much MRR because I wanted to use that to fuel and continue to fuel growth and not.
Oh, so you still had MRR even in the agency model?
Yeah, we
how?
did, and we shifted that.
But how? How did you have monthly recurring revenue is typically tied to a SaaS platform, not an agency model where humans are doing creative work?
We always, even in the agency model, 91% of our revenue was subscription recurring revenue.
Like they're paying you a retainer though for work.
It's a subscription. Yeah, I never called it a retainer because it's not like we always pretty much defined what we were doing, even in the beginning. And we always used sort of a constellation of software out there. What we did is we created built our own software over the last 5.5 years. And we took the favorite tools that our customers are already going to use or that we were using. And what we did is put it into our own software platform.
Got it. So just to be clear, you didn't go from nothing in terms of recurring revenue to $1 million a month in 18 months. You've been building this for 5 years. It's a syntax thing. You went from external software to internal software 1.5 years ago.
Yeah. Well, from internal software to external software. So we went from using it internally to then exposing it to our clients.
Sorry, I meant you using other people's tools, external. Then you built it in-house, internal, and then sell it now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, good. So just to be clear, you launched really in 2013, right? And you've scaled and you changed the model from essentially people paying you monthly, which are retainers, where it's your humans using software that you didn't own to service these customers, to now you're doing $1 million a month. It's way more SaaS now than human driven. And you churned a bunch of customers when you did that. And over the past 12 months, you grew about 20%. So from $800,000 a month to about $980,000 a month today.
Yep.
That's great. And what about some other stuff? So what's churn today?
Churn is about 20% gross annualized.
Yeah. Revenue or logo?
About 14% net. And we'll grow about 49% this year.
Is that gross annual logo churn or revenue churn? 20%?
That's revenue churn.
Okay. And then you said net is 14. So what, expansion is 6?
Yeah.
And where's most of the expansion coming from? What pricing axes are you selling against?
It's different products. Like, we've got a product called GeoJuice that's around, everything we do, our stack is completely built for location-based marketing. So we could add different layers to that. So we have a base module that we sell, for example, for SEO. And then there are other tools that we could sell on top of that for recurring revenue, right? And GeoJuice is something that we built and we own, for example.
That's great.
Yeah.
Chris, any plans to sell the company in any acquisition talks right now?
No acquisition talks right now. I think in the middle of this year, we're going to pick our head up and figure out what we want to do. But we're getting to the rule of 40 sometime around middle of the summer, where our growth rate with our EBITDA is going to be in that 35 to 40 range, and we think that's going to be a really appealing company. And we also have our mechanics of marketing and sales and customer acquisition, where we can really dramatically grow the company. And when we do that, we want to get the right private equity growth, but a growth-oriented private equity company involved.
What do you think you're worth today?
No idea.
It's your back of the napkin. There's no right or wrong.
I would say my back of the napkin would be that we're somewhere around 3 to 4 times revenue, because of our growth rate and our profitability.
So 36 to 48 million, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Very good. All right, Chris, let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
My favorite business book is the Predictable Revenue.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
I always love to follow Jeff Bezos. I don't like to follow everything he does at this point, but I love his thinking about not focusing too much on competition and build your product for your customer and focus on that. I love that idea.
Number 3, what is your favorite online tool for building the company?
Wow. You have great questions, dude. I think that's probably changing for us over time as we get bigger and scale. What used to work for us.
What are you using now?
Right now, we're using our backbone is NetSuite.
Okay, NetSuite.
Yeah.
You're aging yourself, man. Got to get that stuff updated, Chris. All right, number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
I do pretty well with sleep. I probably get somewhere like 6 to 8.
That's good. And what's your situation? Married, single, kiddos?
Married with my daughter now is an SDR at Okta.
Oh yeah. Okay, good. So 1 kid?
Yep.
And
one kid.
And how old are you, Chris?
You don't want to know. It'll ruin my marketability.
Well, we'll say 40 years young, something like that.
A little bit older than that.
All right, very good. And
over 50. I'll say over 50.
Fair enough. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Just how today is an awesome time to build a business. There's so many tools, and I don't mean just like a SaaS business or I'm a technology guy, you're a technology guy, but we service a lot of companies, just real companies that we make it easy for real companies to have powerful software to acquire customers, right? But I look at like the person who has a pest control business, who builds it to a $3 million business, and they're making $500,000-$600,000 a year. There's a lot of opportunity for millennials, youth to build businesses using all these tools that we're creating, and I think it's I'd love for people to know about that. That's the book I'm going to write.
Well, so tell me what you wish you knew when you were 20, though.
When I was 20, I wish I knew that my network was really the value that I could create for myself in the future, and creating a stronger network of people around me, like whether it be capital or advice or connections.
Guys, network is important. Chris, building SurefireLocal, launched in 2013. Today, 2,000 locations. They service small business locations, paying $700 a month, so doing almost $1 million a month in revenue, up from $800,000 a month in revenue just a year ago. In terms of how they grew, he bought companies, one in Atlanta for all stock, basically called Promio, to help them build this internal software. They now have internal gross margins of 74% versus old agency revenues revenue they had, which is obviously much lower gross margin. They're scaling nicely. They've raised $8 million to drive this growth. They're profitable right now monthly to the tune of about $40,000. Hope to hit the rule of 40, where growth plus EBITDA, again, equals that 40 number, probably mid 2019. Have 56 people on their team in Virginia and Manila, 20% gross annual revenue churn, 6% expansion, so 14% net revenue churn annually, spending up to $8,000 to get a new location that pays $700 a month, so 11-month payback period. All looks good. He currently values his company at, call it, 36 to 48 million bucks. Chris, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.